here I am. Dungeon Master. That's the same title I have. Alright, that was decent XP. I gotta say, that was pretty good at XP. But you only get that once, right? Because I got it for 3 dungeons via roulette. XP does seem pretty good. Oh wait, I have a mount. Every time it's the same XP. Well, I mean, I got bonus XP in that because of challenge log and something else. I wish they'd take this ship out of the like regular mount roulette. It's obviously meant for flying. Like obviously only meant for flying. It's a jet. It's a fan-powered jet. So good of you to join us, Sokard. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself. When you're ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. What, how things look? Nah, I don't worry about it. I figured I'd worry about it later and actually figure out how it works. Because that's part of the thing about the glamoring is I don't really know how it works. And I know some of it involves having like certain levels of profession classes, which I haven't done yet. Oh, materia 4. These are worth a fair amount of gil. Gratia is ready to address the assembled Fellowship of Noah. Fellowship of Noah has been accounted for. It's time this assembly is called to order. Rambros will be presiding over the meeting. If you'll be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. What, does this lead to another part? Because if it doesn't lead to another part, I don't care. Where's the race? Labyrinth of the Ancients. I haven't done any of the binding coils. Void Arc, Alexander Fist of the Father. Oh, that was Labyrinth of the Ancients. Okay. That was not Void Arc. Welcome back, Sokard. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleased me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I've added my own notes to Gra's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Sure. This is... Oh, that's only worth a silver piece. Nope. Give me... Let's see... Skill speed, tenacity, spell speed. Spell speed's the way to go. Yeah, you were saying about that the other day. You have so much glamour. I got the little tutorial at 50 and then went, I don't really understand how this works. I'll figure it out later. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Sokard's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, this report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings were well-founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above the ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth. It was somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling this This will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the weak question of how they work. The answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. Yeah, I figured this would unlock a different part. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. What? I took 23 of my friends. It was amazing. We were great. Except for that one bard that died like 3 times. But he probably didn't know what he was doing. Then I moved that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses have been completed. Master Gorlin, may I entrust this task to you? It will be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. Matty Pill, that is Sid. In case you didn't catch his name. Biggs and Wedge. Don't forget about us. Like you said, Chief, we found the ironworks to make sure the technology was used for the right reasons. That means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't want to be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. Denny, the Makoti eyes. You've been a cat a couple times. Do the regular Makoti eyes, like the player version, actually look like that, like a cat's eye? You'll do nothing of the sort, Kara. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Gorlin's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Sokard. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allegan Empire. Oh, they are like that. Cool. I'm not going to be a cat. I was just curious. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to close. Let us focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Okay, so that'll end the quest, and then the next quest will go, hey, we have to go look at this part of the tower. Unlock next raid. Oh, that guy. Such a terrible mess, yet it does not leave the door wide open, so to speak. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to know who that guy is yet. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. Yeah, Nero. We're not supposed to know who he is yet, though, because this is end of Realm Reborn. So this is the legacy the Allegan Empire left behind. My readings are correct. The energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. New toy for me to play with. He works for the Empire. I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem that they had greater destiny in mind for me. As long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Sid. Do not disappoint me. Ha ha ha. He's not that bad. He's not so bad. I kind of like Nero. When he starts out as a jerk, but... Here we go. This should unlock the tower. Maybe, hopefully. put a new quest in my log because I'm down to like 25. I should get to some of those someday. Oh, I do have sleeves. E-pens. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear our progress in the Crystal Tower. No, Sid's always better, but... Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there's nothing worthwhile to report. No. That's not how quests go. You give me the quest, I get XP and reward. That's not nothing. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day bring new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway and the principal spire, Circus Tower, the Alligans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It's discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. They're Gridanians! I am Uni, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allagan civilization, sent by the students of Beldesian to assist in your endeavor. Uni and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I may be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the student's behest, but we have received nary word of your coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the Isle of Val, I should think that they have rather more pressing concerns. Isle of Val. Oh, yeah. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. Maybe what's going on at the Isle of Val. I assure you that we are here to help. Yeah, but Sid's in every Final Fantasy game, so he's automatically awesome. Almost every Final Fantasy game. What is it, Graha? Graha. 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. In his face. There was a pain in his face. I saw it. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. What? Red? The same? You have the Allagan eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allagans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. But I want an Allagan eye. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allagan. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. We need to get him an eye patch. He's got to cover that thing up. It seems to me we have not to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Beldesian when I'm able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Uni and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Circus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Bogart, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Gorlin. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Sokard. With Uni and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack of setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. There is a saying. It should go without noting. There's a saying, when in doubt. He does love my hair. Yeah. I mean, they're running into the situation, or they're running into this problem with tower defenses. Obviously, the answer is, when in doubt, C4. That's how you get around tower defenses. Blow it up. I think my barbarian's coming out. Hit it really hard. It'll go down. This does unlock another raid, right, Denny? Like doing these couple quests? Well, if it isn't Sokard, that's right. You know me. I've saved the world a couple times. Eager to enter Circus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. That's why I like Biggs. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say. Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Yep. It requires killing. I think I had a bright green outfit like them once when I was playing Summoner. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Uni and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Ally, sent here by our friends Baldos. I will never be able to say that right. Beldesian, to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. It is our hope that we can be of some small assistance. Did you bring C4? If your tires ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. Maybe it was Scholar, not Summoner. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to me. Us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. So he did try C4. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels. But that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman respect Allegan royalty by my judgment. Oh, okay. King and queen. Like cards. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say. Nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. Wait, I've seen this episode. This is the Secret Tunnel episode. Through the mountain. Love will lead the way. Put your torches out. Wait for the glowworms. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. No, they're just both going to do this. Indeed. Why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? See? I was right. They both just went like this. Gate opens. There's a lot of wind in here. Oh, see? Gra was yawning too. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. I did. Seven hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable only to those royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Nero. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you've acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. So I've been roaming the land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounds positively fascinating, so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? He does. If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty? That seemed pretty obvious. No, that's exactly what you suggested. Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind, is that not so? Aha! It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. It was not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. No, the door's open. We have to go through now. Oh yeah, I have different colored eyes too. Before I ever saw that cat. Very well. I like that the Aura have like the glowing circle around their eye. 7 health. Do you seriously mean to follow us around? Yeah. Come, Gorlin, you know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An elegant tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. I used to be the jealously guarded property of the 15th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you enjoy it. I look forward to working together, old friend. See, I like Nero. He was a jerk, and then he's trying to not be a jerk. Except that he's, what's the best way to explain him? I do like his hair. I like that, like, almost Christopher Reeve's Superman curl he's got going on there in front. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambros, may wish to be present. So what, now I have to run back out there? Nope, they're bringing Rambos here. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It is not our intent to deceive you. As you will already gather, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through elegant technology. I fought a clone. This is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allegan history. Pray bear with us. I know Allegan history. The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy is produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. And some of its scholars were turned into tonberries. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alec to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zand. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Uni and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Allegan emperors named Zand. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. No, weren't you listening? One's a clone of the other one. Not the same. Zand returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zand turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. That's the part Nero already knew about. Darkness again? Seven hells. What is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Gorlin. Of course. Alas, Emperor Zand is very much alive. Within Circus Tower he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Awesome. But here's how this ends. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake in unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered the Fourth Emerald Era. Okay. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist, Amon, now Emperor Zan's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia, lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zan awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambitions realized. So he's starting from scratch. It is for no other purpose but to put an end to Zan's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Unai and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Zand, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. It is no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Sokard Shadowmantle, we are confident that we can end Zan's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my Shrikkerin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessian among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do, Sokard? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. That is correct. You have our eternal gratitude. Together let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the entire realm, subjecting the realm to peril? You should have said entire. Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Unai and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Circus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Thokard, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of Agents, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate the hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zand himself. What? I just gladly said okay to murder. This guy has done nothing but sit in his tower for decades and think about doing stuff. Go murder him. Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Circus Tower from the outside world. To work then. Everyone loves a little murder before breakfast. Alaganai. Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... Yep, you're a clone. You're half a clone. You inherited the trait from your father, he said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Alagan Eye, you called it. But to us, it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. Now I definitely want one. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. And you're all about the glamour and looks. The esthetician guy. He can only change your hair, right? And like your tattoos, but not like your eye color. I think eye color requires a Fantasia potion. My apologies. If I have given you cause to worry, I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zand himself included. This will afford us the chance to steal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. I haven't heard that phrase in a while. There we go. Knew that would unlock.